Alright, today's game is Dragon Quest IX for the Nintendo DS.
The story in this one is that you are a Celestrian, which is kind of a guardian angel. The people of the world below can't see you, but they believe in you. And when they feel you've done something good for them, they thank their guardian, which gives you sort of a physical manifestation of their gratitude called benevolescence. You then take this benevolescence to the world tree Yggdrasil and make an offering. Very early in the game, something happens, which causes you to fall to the world below. You soon realize that you have lost your wings in Halo, and people can see you now. Even though it seems like you no longer have your Celestrian powers, you do still have the ability to see spirits and help them out. You also learn that 7 figs have fallen from the world tree, and you must find them and try to find a way back to the observatory as well. It's at this point that the main story kind of takes a back seat, and instead each town will have its own little story and also a fig to acquire. Once you find all 7, the main story kicks back in again, and is actually very interesting. While it is a shame that you have to go through such a long stretch of the game without the main story, it is worth it when you get there. Characters are handled much differently in Dragon Quest IX. When you boot up the game for the first time, you will have to create a character. Now, this isn't anything like an Elder Scrolls game, where you spend 30 to 60 minutes creating a character, and then spend the next 100 hours in first-person view not viewing that character at all. In this one, there are only 7 features to adjust, with each having somewhere between 2 to 10 options, and you won't have any sliders to adjust either. While it is pretty basic, I actually prefer it that way. Your main character starts off the game as a minstrel, which is kind of like a warrior-priest hybrid. When you create the rest of your party in Stornway, you'll be able to choose from a handful of vocations, and many more will be unlocked later on. I wasn't actually too keen on the idea of creating my own party at first, because I preferred having characters with personalities that I could talk to like in Dragon Quest VIII. Even though the characters in this game are blank slates, you do have a fairy named Stella that you converse with. Stella also keeps track of things like your battle records and item and monster lists. A nice feature in this one is that you can see every piece of equipment you put on your character, which doesn't happen a lot in an RPG like this. While some RPGs occasionally throw a special outfit at you that changes your character's appearance, most tend to just stick with one outfit for each party member. Being able to see equipment was a nice touch, and I'd love to see more RPGs do this. You'll also be able to unlock all sorts of side quests by talking to NPCs with blue bubbles over their heads. Some will have you fetching something, others will have you defeating certain types of monsters, and some will be vocational quests. The Alchemy Pot makes its return in this game, although this time it's called the Crack Pot. One difference this time around is that you will no longer have to wait for your items to alchemize. Just pop your items in the pot, and they instantly forge into a new one. While this does lessen your time investment in alchemy, I feel that it also kind of lessens the excitement a little bit as well.
One thing about the game that drove me absolutely nuts is the fact that you can only have one save file. Now, I'm the type of RPGer that likes going back and replaying certain sections of the game occasionally. I also like the added security of just having extra files, because there are games like this that if you have one save file, you can severely screw yourself over and have to restart.
Combat is pretty much the same classic turn-based fare that we have seen since the very first installment. You get your usual assortment of attack, items, spells, etc. There's also a cool limit break-like system in here called Coup de Grace, which can unleash a powerful attack, heal your party, or several other useful things. While this obviously doesn't look as nice as the previous game, it looks pretty damn good for a DS title. Of course, Akira Toriyama does the character designs in this one as well. I know not everybody is a fan of his art style, but I always enjoyed it. One really nice thing about this game is that there's much more variety to the NPCs, because in Dragon Quest VIII there seemed to be 5 character models that they would just recycle over and over again. If you have any friends nearby that own a copy of this game, you can actually play through the adventure together. Up to 3 players can join the host and can help progress the story, or just wander off their own looking for treasure. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to try out this feature, but it does sound like a lot of fun. This is one of the easier games in the series, but can still be quite challenging at times. If you don't partake in any side quests, it should take you about 30 hours to beat it. While not the best in the series, it was still quite enjoyable and one that I would definitely recommend. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.